Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. So today we are going to be doing. I like the title. I got that from Grok. I was like, I'm tired of putting these same titles over and over and over. Can you give me something that is different? So they thought of it, he, she, whatever, thought of that beat and that actual title. So I was like, that's pretty cool. Cause I either say put the work together in a nice little bow or, other things. But let's get started, okay? Okie doke. So first things first, we're gonna go to the past. We're gonna delete this, but it's all on all my platforms, so no need to keep it here in this thing. So now we got another one. So we're gonna go with Todd Medina first. And we got for audio MP3, MP4. Let's see what it does. It may have to be a decision whether this one. Whoa. Let me make sure I got his name right. Medema. Okay. Thanks, Mr. Medema, for the educational time. Okay. Ah, fiddlesticks. 87. I'm gonna subscribe to Kick again, but I hate their material that you have to download the ODD. Yeah, you know me, or OPP, whatever that crap is called. Wow, that was quick. Yay, right on time. Mm, 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 mm. So while I'm doing this, well, this shouldn't take that long. Oh, there we go. Okay. Now I have to do um, the back end. What? There we go. Hold on, y'all. Just bear with me for a second. I need to pull up WeTransfer. Oh man, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, let me put y'all back. Okay. Oh, I can't do nothing, but I can start the process. You know, if it was up to me, I if I had a plan and if it was up to me, I would say because people are starting to code now by the time they're 13 years old. Code, y'all. There were grown people that were coding at a young age, like between 18 and uh, 27. Coding isn't easy. Oh, I got a lot of MP4s. Okay, let me go back. Talking to Mr. was a blast. He was, he is a Holocaust generational survivor. He wants to get the message out there for all Holocaust people to join together to keep the story and the truth going so that it does not happen again. You forget it happens again. Very wise, thorough. I knew I was going to spell that one wrong. Thorough and individual who use this dialogue, his verbal dialogue to speak very fluently and fluently telling, fluently telling the truth in every corner. Here is his bio. MP3. Is it done? Great. Now I can delete it. Oh, sorry for the delay. Your footage should be in your mailbox. Um, Here is the link for the show. Take care. Okay. Still no publish, and I still. Mm, 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 mm. Oh God, I love embarrassing myself. I didn't mean it in that way. So that's about right here, right here. But they do say slow and steady wins the race. Unless you have technology outside of this realm that can beat that and intervene. You know what's funny is I would have said the same exact thing to a woman if she felt that way, just to encourage, you know. I don't like it when people feel like they go through a lot. Oh, this is going to take a minute. Let me check on both of these. Okay, that's one. Not yet. Okay, I can do this tomorrow. I did it again. Okay, so pretty much that is almost it. We're almost about done. And then I'm getting off of here. What we have to complete is the podcast to publish it and then send the WeTransfer raw footage in real to him. And that's what we're waiting on. Let's see what I got. Let's see what I got. Why is it messing up right now? Let's start with this content. Okay. I'm calling your bluff, TikTok. I'm calling your bluff.
Yeah, I mean, climate change is definitely going to have impacts on humans directly.
Whoa. Why does it keep doing that?
They could be like, what the hell would you eat? And he likes this. Yeah, he'd be like, yeah, what's the.
Where do I get the other ones from? How do I? I'm not getting off of here until this is complete. Oh, let me not close that out or that. So, pretty much I'm waiting on the WeTransfer to finish. Is that 20 something percent, 30%. So, there's really not much to really go over other than the fact that I I'm going to finish this out to the end. I could talk about anything, but I I just rather finish this out strong, without any problems. So I hope that you guys are having a good time. I hope that, it's going into the weekend. Tomorrow's the weekend. It's 9:34 in some places. 6:34 over here is 10, no, 8:34 in other places. Connection. So this is about it. I have to do my homework off camera. Um what I'm going to do is make sure I answer those questions. I see my teacher sent me something. Okay. So I hope y'all pre-planning for Thanksgiving. Have y'all been out to go get that big old turkey that Uncle Jojo always eats the 70% of the turkey up and then complain that there's not enough turkey to go around? Yeah. You know, I never I never been a it's never, maybe back in the day, but now that I am, you know, doing good, it's never been a dull moment like a Nino Brown moment where, you have to give out turkeys and stuff. I'm in the line to get a turkey or something. It never been that kind of moment where it's like, you passing out turkeys. I would love, two things I would love to do is pass out a turkey and go to a play. I That is on my bucket list, to dress up real nice from head to toe and go to a play and watch the Nutcracker. Maybe I can still pull it off, catch a Uber out there. I don't know, but I really want to watch it. I love the music, and it's worth diving into the segment of the Nutcracker about a girl who in a giant prince or rat, she was just dreaming or something of that sort. And that's why I want to finish the storyline and get to know about it. I used to watch it all the time, but that was like a 4-hour movie. Y'all remember those old cartoons? No, no. If you were born in 2015 on up, you don't know nothing about those old Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeers or Christmas Story, you know, or It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah, y'all more worried about what's going on the Bad Girls Club, if that's still playing. I don't know. You know. So yeah. But I remember those shows. Those really brought, it was heartfelt shows, and I hope that I can see they don't even reel them. That would be a great reel. Man, you know how many people. I don't even know the storyline of the, I'm gonna find out what the story, the name of the characters, the videos, the cartoons. And I'm gonna try to do something on Sora. Have y'all heard of Sora? So, name those cartoons, and like, it was beautiful, man. That was real artwork. They were going through a transition. That was real artwork, you know. Now with all AI make things so easy. And I get it. If I had a tool to help assist me to do something good, I would, you know. I would never use a tool to do something bad. I never straight told Grok. I never said to Grok, tell me how can I, who does the president of the United States answer to, or tell me how I can sue him or something. I never said nothing, like, but I said something that was kind of not about him getting fired, because we know that would never happen, and nor do I want that to happen. I want the people to see, who he is, whether good or bad, so that they can know how to vote in 2026, 2028. So, yeah, um, that's all I wish for, is that our eyes be open, you know, not by glitz and glamour, but by wholehearted truth. And I'm not about to sit up there and make this a whole conversation about Donald Trump, because at the end of the day, I feel like I'm not going to make this a conversation about him. I don't need my crypto to go down because every time I say it, it happens. You know, and I like my crypto, but you know, imagine this. You've been put in a situation where you have to make tough decisions every day. Every day is a decision throughout the whole day, are nothing but a whole host of decisions. It ain't like, what sugar do I put in the Kool-Aid, brown sugar or white? This is more like, do you bomb people coming from Venezuela into our border? Do you send in the troops because crime rate is skyrocketed? You know, I'm not kiss I'm not I don't kiss ass, but I tell the truth, you know. And you know, if you want your child to die, if you feel any remorse for your child dying, you know, dying off of fentanyl or heroin, while they get rich off of your children's death, even Hispanic children that dies, they get hooked on that shit. It's not for the faint-hearted. And I don't I don't I don't want to see death, but I'm not going, I'm not going to sit up there like nobody's life. Everybody has a life and everybody's life is worth something. But what would you do? What's going to happen? You're going to arrest them and they get into the system and do it again? Chances are they're going to do it again. So if you make a message, if you create a message, I love Hispanic people, don't get me wrong. If these were Black people too, or even white, I would say the same exact thing. The same exact thing. No one's exempt. If you had a flourishing city, or not city, but country, and drugs kept pouring in, how would you feel? How would you feel? How would you feel when you're trying to keep drugs out of the community? Like, I, my heart, where my heart is with the Hispanics that worked their ass off, that came here and broke their backs working for America just to get sent back. It's kind of like being used. And my heart goes out to them because they work hard. And it's like a conflict of interest. I seen this one woman, she was Caucasian. She sat up there, she was with her Hispanic husband for like 15, 20 years. They had children, they had a place, a home, they were established, and now he has to go back. He broke his back for his wife and children, and he has to go back to Mexico or Mexico alone. No family, can't move where he moves. That's a horrific scene right there. But I can care less about those that are on a speedboat gambling with their lives, knowing if I see another, now from here on out, if I see another one die, I'm going to be like, so you are betting your life on something that is inevitable, that is all over our airspace. You are willing to bet your life on drugs to come to the US in our airspace. That's all I'm saying. You're in our airspace. So that, we're going to find you. Why would you bet your life on that? Was it worth it? Don't bet your life on it. Don't do it no more. Oh, I'm going to be the first one to make it to the United States border, you know, because I am smarter than the United States military. I'm not trying to mess with y'all, but think about it. Like, you give somebody like Trump power, and practically all of the airspace is taken. We don't pay for air, but we have taxes for emissions and air quality. See, they wouldn't tax us for air. So I want y'all to think about that. That would be so, but they do tax us for air. The oxygen in the tanks, when you can't breathe, they're like, well, buy this and then you'll breathe, but you give a man like Trump power and he got all of the airspace. Other presidents would have been like, yeah, report back to me in like a couple of weeks. Trump, like, I want the report now, I want this now, and he keep track of everything. I'm not trying to laugh about death, but all I'm saying is that if you were told that there's a possibility you can die, but you want to get drugs to the United States territories so you can give it to 15-year-old, 14-year-olds, first time users, 26-year-olds. I wouldn't have that shit either. I wouldn't. The party is like over with fentanyl, and I don't know about meth, but with fentanyl, or whatever y'all shipping over here, the party is over. I'm not trying to talk junk. I'm not saying but all I'm saying is that we don't need that shit for our children. We don't want that shit for our children. If you are a good parent, you don't want that shit for your children. So if you taking up for the people that's trying to kill your children, then there is a problem. Because they can give two shits about you or your children. They just care about the profit. That's all I'm saying. I just wish that drugs, people wouldn't risk their lives. Back in the day when drugs flooded our country, it was like certain presidents was like, huh, okay, and certain people would get paid off. Not the presidents, I'm not saying the presidents, but certain people would get paid off at the lower the chain go to let that shit pass. There's actually a zero tolerance for that crap coming in our territories. Because I'm an ex-drug addict and I don't need that shit out on the street. Somebody saying, hey, you want some fentanyl? You'd be like, what? What what did you just say out your mouth? I I gave that up a year ago, man. Just lying, just making up shit to get them out your fucking face. So yeah, man, I don't tolerate that. I wouldn't tolerate that, but I do respect the ones that are hustling. I've met hardworking Hispanics that are hustling, that got 401ks, that are doing good, and that's what I'm talking about. I don't want nothing from them, but hey, keep doing you, brother from another mother and father with the same DNA genetic code. Just keep doing you, man. Get a job, do something, and other than selling drugs. I despise that. I remember when I was on drugs, how I acted. It's nothing that somebody can try to bring up about me that I can't bring up about myself. And the truth shall set you free. And I was not the same Kimberly. And I refused to turn a cheek to allow that shit to come in our airspace. Like I refuse to agree for something like that. Now I have no problem with the Democrats either. I have no problem with the Democrats, and I know, they probably like, hey, she's seeming like she's weighing towards the right. Only thing I say is that I was being followed. I don't know which side called those dogs on me to follow me, but they did. And I was never lying about that. And the Democrats, they're doing their best trying to keep themselves together. And this isn't about you. And I know that you want health care for Hispanics, and I'm like, that's something that somebody should entertain. That's something somebody should entertain because they're humans. Or make a date, not a real date, but a professional date with the Mexican president and talk about ways to get better health care and better benefits to those in Mexico to help her. That's all I'm saying. I ain't talking junk about your Mexican president. You know, I'm saying that it should be a mediated thing where they mediate a resolution, because obviously whatever Mexico is doing isn't quite working for Mexico. That's why people are coming to the United States. But they're so rich and so vast and so many products. You gotta wonder why they aren't making money for their people in Mexico. I care about those people in Mexico because they are the ones that are getting railroaded, not by her, but just they got held the short end of the stick. And I know what it feels like to be held the short end of the stick. I know what it feels like. You know, I'm not going to say that because that could get me in trouble, but I'll say a part of it. You know, it takes somebody that loses to feel good when they are winners in something. But to be a winner in something all the time and not rarely lose, you don't know what it feels like to be turned away or turned down. And I'll end there.
Never waste my time, you all I want.